A man's body is found washed up on the shore and his identity is never known. My name's Emma and I'd like to tell you the story of Peter Bergmann. Peter Bergmann, this is the identity he gives, arrives in Ireland on June the 12th, 2009. He checks into a hotel and pays in cash for 3 days. The people that work at the hotel say that he has a strong German accent. He's in his late 50s, early 60s. He's slim, he's well kept, he has blue eyes, and he gives the address of a street in Vienna. Now, when they look back at CCTV, after the body has been washed up, they see that he is a smoker. And also, weirdly, 13 times throughout the 3 days that he was at this hotel, he leaves with a plastic bag full of his stuff. He returns and he doesn't have it anymore. So he's disposing of personal items throughout this Irish town. Now, when they try and track him on CCTV to see where he disposes of it, so maybe they can collect it, it's like he knows the blind spots. It's like he knows where all the CCTV is. They can never get him, which is really odd. A man from Austria or Germany has come over. Why, we don't know. And he also knows where all the cameras are. He also goes to a post office and buys airmail stickers, stamps and envelopes. Whether he sends anything or not, what he's sending is never known. He then asks to take a taxi and asks the taxi man where's a nice beach. The taxi driver takes him to Ross's Point. He gets out, stares at the beach for like 15 minutes, and then gets a taxi back into town. On the 15th of June, which is his last day, he checks out of the hotel around 1 p.m. He then walks into town and awkwardly stands in the shopping centre doorway for a while. No one really knows why he's doing that. He then walks to a cafe and gets coffee and food. Whilst he's at this cafe, he's looking at pieces of paper that he takes from his pocket, and then he eventually tears it up and disposes of it. What was that? He then gets a bus to Ross's Point again, and several witnesses see him walking along the beach, I think around 16, and the last of whom is a woman at around midnight who said that he's walking right near the water's edge. The tide is coming in and it's going to be high tide in around 30 minutes. The next morning, on the 16th of June, a father and son, Arthur Kinsella and his son Brian, are training for a triathlon down the beach. Around 6:45 a.m, they discover the body of Peter Bergmann. They assume he's drowned. They notify police immediately and the investigation begins. On discovery, Peter has swimming trunks on with underwear on top and a t-shirt tucked in. His clothes are also strewn along the beach, although some people say they never found his clothes, but some sources say they did, and the tags had been cut out. No wallet was ever found, nothing to identify him at all. They do a post-mortem and there's no evidence of drowning. There's also no evidence of foul play, so how did he die? Now, if you look at some, I think mainly Wikipedia, they say they think it was a heart attack. When investigating his body, they found that he is in the advanced stages of prostate cancer. He is not well at all. He also has bone tumours and there is evidence that he has significant heart disease in the past. Now, this man would have been in a significant amount of pain, but they found no pain medication in his system at all. The address that he gave at the hotel doesn't exist. The postcodes in Vienna begin with 1 and he gave a 4. He has no wallet, no cell phone, no passport, nothing to identify him, and he has never been identified. 5 months into the investigation, they bury him. He has a funeral and it is attended by 4 Irish policemen. They do have his DNA on file, but again, that's not led to any identification of this Peter Bergmann. So loads of questions surround this case. If he was a man that knew he was going to die and he wanted to die in a beautiful spot, why Sligo? It's a very sleepy town. It's not particularly touristy. Why go there? There are loads of places along the Irish coast. There are loads of places in Scotland. Also, why does he not want anyone to know who he is? Surely he has family that would want to have known that he's passed, friends. Someone surely would want to know that their loved one has died and possibly provide a funeral for them or have them cremated. But no one has ever come forward. No one has ever come forward to identify this man. Also, did he drown? Even though there was no real evidence, they said they couldn't definitely say that he drowned. Did he drown? Did he have a heart attack? How did he die? And did he ever send those letters that he went to the post office for? Did he ever send any parcels back? What was he disposing of throughout the town as well? So many questions surround this case. So much is still unsolved. That was the case of Peter Bergmann. If you like my content, please remember to like, subscribe and comment, and I'll see you in the next one.